ジャパニーズポット101や。
おはよう東京。こんばんはニューヨーク。こんにちはロンドン。
ナオミです。
ゆういちです。
Jessie here. Welcome to another edition of
ポスターで学ぶ漢字と日本語。
Learning Kanji in Japanese through poster phrases. This is similar to our ongoing everyday kanji project, except in this lesson we'll be looking at the Japanese that's written on a poster in great detail. Okay, what kind of poster are we looking at today?
今回は駅の中にあるポスターです。This poster was found inside a train station.
Inside a train station. But this poster isn't advertising anything, right? It's a different type of poster.
That's right. This poster is reminding people of a very important rule at the station.
Can we hear the text all together?
急がず、慌てず、ゆっくりと、事故や怪我につながりますので、駆け込み乗車はおやめください。
Please go slowly without hurrying and rushing. Please do not run to catch the train as this leads to accidents and injuries. You see this happen a lot in Japan, don't you?
そうですね。Especially during the rush hour in the morning. Nobody wants to be late for work or school, so they run to catch their trains.
Right, I see it happen a lot. Also, there's a little melody that plays right before the train doors are about to close, though, right? Right.
そうです。So actually, when people hear this melody, they start to run to catch the train.
So instead of thinking, oh, the train's going to leave, I better wait for the next one, they think, oh no, the train's about to leave, I better run and catch it.
そう
そうなんです。
So in that way, I think it's comparable to, say, a yellow traffic light.
So,
do you know what I mean? When you
Ah.
see it, you're supposed to stop because it's about to turn red. But instead, a lot of people speed up when they see a yellow light. So this poster is warning against doing the same kind of thing with trains. So in this lesson, we will mostly be focusing on the grammar in the first phrase. 急がず、慌てず、ゆっくりと。Naomi sensei, お願いします。
はい。In this phrase, 急がず and 慌てず are the same as 急がないで and 慌てないで。This ず form and ないで form means without doing something or without doing A, B.
Right. So 急がず or 急がないで mean without hurrying, and 慌てず or 慌てないで mean without rushing.
You'll often see the particle に after ず as in 急がずに and 慌てずに.
Sometimes it can be left out though, right?
Right. In this phrase, に was left out.
Can we hear some example sentences that use this grammar?
Sure. 彼はお昼ご飯も食べずに働いた。
He kept working without eating lunch. So here, the verb 食べる to eat is 食べず in the zu form, and it translates to without eating. So without eating, he kept working. Can we hear another one?
私は毎日休まずに学校へ行く。
I go to school every day without missing any classes. Here, the verb 休む to rest, or in this case, miss school, is 休まず in the zu form, and it translates to without missing any classes. Okay, what are we going to look at next?
ゆっくりと。This means slowly. And there are two parts. The adverb ゆっくり
Slowly.
and the particle と。
This particle と is used to indicate how something like an action is performed. It looks like ゆっくりと could be an incomplete phrase. Is this true?
そうですね。We could put a verb after ゆっくりと as in 電車にゆっくりと乗る。
Here, that action, which could be noru, is just implied. In text that's used in posters, it's really common to leave out extra information, as long as it still makes sense. Can we hear some more examples with this particle と?
はっきりと話す。
To speak clearly.
ぐっすりと眠る。
To sleep soundly.
しっかりと閉める。
To close tightly.
So as you can see, the word before と tells you how the action is done.
Right. Let's really quickly look at that last sentence. Can we hear it one more time?
事故や怪我につながりますので、駆け込み乗車はおやめください。
Please do not run to catch the train, as this leads to accidents and injuries. Let's look at the vocabulary in this sentence. The first two words are
事故
accident,
and 怪我.
injury.
Rushing into the train can lead to both of them.
Right. And by the way, what is the phrase used for rushing into the train?
駆け込み乗車。
駆け込み乗車. So is 駆け込む the original verb?
はい、そうです。駆け込む means to run into or dash into.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Can we hear it used in a different context?
Sure. 怪しい人がついてきたので、交番に駆け込んだ。
A suspicious person was following me around, so I rushed into the police station. And then, what about the last part of the phrase that comes after 駆け込み乗車?
おやめください. Please stop.
So this is a command, right?
Mm.
Let's explain how we got this formation. First, we have the verb やめます, which means to stop or quit in the mas form. We take off the mas and we have
やめ.
Then we add the honorific prefix お,
おやめ.
and then we make it a command by adding ください.
おやめください.
So we said that this is a command, but how would you say this is different from やめてください?
Well, おやめください is much more formal. This construction is used in polite situations and in writing a lot. It's especially used in the service industry, such as at department stores, hotels, restaurants, and so on.
Can you give us an example of how it might be used there?
Yes, there's a very commonly used phrase. 待つ is to wait, and 待ってください means please wait. But お待ちください is even more polite.
Sounds good. Well, that just about does it for this lesson. And remember that rushing into the train is dangerous, so please don't do it.
おやめください. If you have any questions about this lesson, please leave us a comment. コメントをお書きください.
Until next time.
じゃあまた。